trying to find the best strings for my brand new baritone ukulele. This is a Schmidt OU52-A baritone ukulele. Just got it a few days ago. Now this came fitted with a set of Aquila strings, but that would not be a fair assessment because those were quite old. The instrument probably sat in a warehouse somewhere, so the bottom string became dark and kind of dull. So I wanted to try some fresh new strings. I began with, I'm a D'Addario person. I'm not sponsored in any way by D'Addario. So this is not a paid promotion for D'Addario, but I've always used D'Addario strings, so I went to what I'm familiar with. And I first tried the titaniums on my other baritone ukulele. I have a vintage Giannini baritone ukulele. I have quite a few videos with that. Go back and take a look if you want. And these seemed pretty good. They were loud and it's a strong string. The only thing that the only issue I had with them was that the top two strings felt a bit scratchy. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a classical guitarist. Really, that's what I am, playing on the ukulele occasionally. So I play with classical guitar technique and I also play with fingernails. So if the string is a bit scratchy, that's an issue. Then you can hear the scratchy sound in your playing and in your recordings. So I didn't like that in the titaniums. I did like the bottom two strings. They're loud and sturdy, very strong. So for this one, I went with the Nyltech, and that's what I have on right now. And here's my initial thoughts. I'm going to try different D'Addario types of strings first, and then I may try different brands and see what I think. My initial reaction to these, to the Nyltechs, I've had them on for a couple of days now, is that I would probably recommend these for strumming and not so much for fingerstyle playing on the ukulele. Now maybe I'm being a little bit biased. Being a classical guitarist, I'm almost comparing the sound between the two instruments, and that's not really fair because this is a much smaller instrument than a classical guitar. So maybe I'm being a little bit biased in that way. But I would recommend this set, the Nyltechs, more for strumming. And maybe not so much for finger picking, because it seems to me that the notes die off too soon, and especially if you're going to play some classical repertoire, maybe a little bit of counterpoint in there, you'll notice that the strings, they die off too soon. So earlier today I recorded The Water is Wide. You can go check that out if you want. And the beginning of that tune is something like now this F sharp right here, to me, I mean, I'd like for that to last longer. Whatever the notes are there, right? It seems to me like you can bring out the melody with these strings, but the melody won't stand out enough. So my initial reaction and recommendation for these strings would be maybe for strumming and not so much for finger picking, for fingerstyle playing. I will play this into the ground. I am practicing quite a lot, so maybe by the end of the week I'll get a new set. And I think I want to try the clear nylons from D'Addario, and those seem to be the most similar to the I use the EJ45s, the Pro-Arte strings from D'Addario in my classicals, the EJ45s, sometimes the EJ27Ns, but those are less expensive and not so good. And the clear nylons for the baritone uke from D'Addario seem to be the closest to the EJ45s on the guitar, at least from what I'm reading on their website. So once I play these into the ground in a week or so, I'll get the other set, I'll get a clear nylon set and see how I like those. And if I still don't like those, I'll return to the titaniums. And maybe I'll even trebles from one set and basses from the other. We'll see. Because I did like the bottom 2 strings in the titanium, but the top 2 strings were scratchy, like I said before. Now, I play with a classical technique in my right hand and with fingernails, like I said. So I sometimes, maybe the problem is that sometimes I dig in too much for ukulele, maybe. And this bottom string doesn't seem to drive out enough sound for me. And so maybe the titaniums or maybe the clear nylons will do better for me on this instrument. So just a quick video, it's my second video today, just sharing some thoughts about the Nyltech from D'Addario. I'll place a link at the bottom for the instrument, for a case for the instrument if you want a case. Also place a link for these strings. They are the EJ88B. That's the number from D'Addario if that's what you're looking for. And it says warm, punchy, gut-like tone. I would say that's quite accurate. I think that's accurate. If you ever played on gut strings, you know, they're a little bit duller and they won't last as long. The sound won't last as long. So this description is quite accurate. So I have no beef with that. It's just that for my taste, and I'm playing some Bach and some Vivaldi on here, which I'll share shortly. And I'm also writing I'm writing a suite for solo baritone ukulele, which I will share in a week or two, maybe a few weeks. And I like some of my notes to stand out more and to last longer. So I'm looking for the perfect set for this particular instrument. Thank you for watching my video today. If you have recommendations for strings for me to try, those of you that know what you're talking about when it comes to ukulele strings, feel free to make recommendations at the bottom, and I'll try to take a look at different brands and models and different types. But I'll just go to the D'Addario list first, and then if that doesn't work, I'll look outside of D'Addario. Thanks for watching my video. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you are more than welcome to do that. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.